Hey everyone, Karakai here. Today I'm going to check out the 6th episode of the 3rd season of Karakai Jouzu no Takagi-san. So, last episode we set up with the whole culture festival. We're going to be doing a stage, play sort of thing about, a pig prince and stuff. Nishikata kind of got a dango role, but I'm sure regardless of that disappointment, the overall performance will be great. I think I had a theory about Nishikata being able to step in as a replacement for the prince because of something. That's kind of my running theory, because otherwise it'd be kind of sad for him to end off with just such a, I assume, minor role as a dango. So yeah, hopefully we can make it a good performance in the episode. So let's jump on in, see how that goes. 3, 2, 1, go. We also got to see Nishikata and Takagi's future child, which is cool. People make sure to bring that up in the comment section. And we are very much doing the culture preparation. And they actually wrote it with balloons. That's really cool. Yeah, the beautiful Romeo. Very romantic story. Chestnut's bonking head. Scar, that's nice touch. Boo. When you understand with boo, it kind of defeats your argument. Oh wow, they're actually pretty good. Some pretty good costume work. Yeah, I love the hair accessory thingy. That's an ad lib. Yes, he's professional, so he knows about such things. I think you're frustrating her. Spoilers. Uh, but what about my vision? The oinks are just killing me. It kind of kills the seriousness of anything he says. That's a cute pheasant. Okay, so that's a dango outfit. It's really silly. It's like a ping pong. Uh, okay, let's check it out. Uh, yeah, let's take a good look at that. Wow. I I wanted to say let it go, but man, that's such a good outfit. She wears it so well. Dumpling? Would you like a dumpling? Please love me if I give you the stonko. Man, that dress, I can't get over. That's so good. It's my favorite color scheme too. So, man. Wow, we actually get like a intro card thing. You have the both of them their respective outfits. Definitely interesting combo together. The princess and the dango, man. Yeah, pretty fun stuff. As a director. eh. So, what's on your mind, Nishikata? Who's making the princess hold a trash bag? Oh, okay. I mean, I'm sure she's okay with it. But why, though? To practice lines, perhaps? Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Don't mind. Just do your best. The good witch. Actually, the subtitles assume the audience is not familiar with Momotaro. So they made sure to clarify that's what it's from. But what if she wants to? I'm sure he would be, but maybe the embarrassment was stronger. Don't read while climbing stairs. That's not safe. Uh, I good luck. That's all I'll say. I don't think so. You just said you wanted me on the roof. She probably has all sorts of ideas about what you might have meant. I'm glad we're bringing this up because that is what it came across as during the scene. I'm glad he now has some self awareness on that because that's totally what it came across as. Okay, Kabadon. A little close. The Kyuns. The Kyuns are what make this scene. What did she call that? Kyunko or something? I don't remember. What if she cries? What if she cries because she thought you were going to confess to her? What do you do then? How do you handle her disappointment? How do you make her feel better? Well, now it's going to be harder to believe that you just want to practice lines if you don't have the lines with you. Okay. Yeah, I hope she really like builds up that atmosphere for a confession. And you have you lost your weapons, so you're gonna have a real tough time fighting against that. Now you know you're in trouble. Yeah, how do you recover from this, even Nishikata? I'm listening. Because the more you hesitate, the more it's gonna seem like it's a confession. Okay. I mean, we'll see. Getting really close to the camera. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, pretty much on the same page. I was kind of hoping you'd get a little bit more teasing from her because it's such a perfect setup for some teasing. But uh, here we go. Yeah, it's pretty much entirely his fault. Just kind of dropped his lines on the way here. Right. Makes sense. Not quite time for that yet. Still can't believe the view they have in this from this place. Please eat me, princess. I mean, memorizing a bunch of lines is definitely difficult, especially if you don't have experience with it. Okay, so the day. Child's got such a the cheat move where he gets to be so high up, using the forbidden technique known as adult shoulders. Yeah, I like how we're showing like I love all these establishing shots. Really shows this cultural festival being pretty lively. Okay. It's a big number. We'll see. Okay, they definitely went all out on this. It is pretty good for a school festival haunted house. I feel like this is cheating. So you're gonna lie, in other words. Like, he always does these imagination sequences, but like, he knows Takagi, right? He knows she's not gonna cry and panic that easily, right? He's gotta know that deep down. So I don't know why he always gets his hopes up like this. It's like he wants to be. It's like he wants to set himself up for disappointments. Yeah, she knows him so well. I do like how it says entrance in the guy's mouth. Okay. Man-eating diner doesn't sound very pleasant at all. Now, woman-eating diner, that would be a place to go. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't going to be too difficult for her. It'd be funny if she actually went through it beforehand as prep as well. Like, secretly. She wouldn't need to, I don't think, but... I mean, kind of part of the point of going through haunted house is to do it slowly. I feel like rushing through it kind of ruins the experience. I could hear the shakiness in your voice. What? Yeah, I don't think that's the case, but we saw an alien in a previous episode, so anything's possible. I think you're trying to convince yourself of that. But I mean, she probably just made that up on the spot. But just don't hurt yourself, man. Oh God, I know. Did I just read that right? Did I say beef uterus? Did I read that right? It'd be funny if that was a Takagi. Because all she'd have to do was coming after him to do it. Wait for him to stop, you know. I see a skirt. Yeah. That makes the most sense. Okay, so he really did just jump the gun. Well, I mean... They were starting to have a nice moment, thank you very much. I was gonna say, you know, you could have waited for him to finish his solo run, then you two could have went in one more time together. Because Takagi went solo first, right? But Nishika also did multiple times before, so it's not wouldn't be balanced either way, but that's such a failure of a competition, though. What are you looking at? Oh, eating competition. Okay, let's go. Don't be a don't be a baby. Just blow on it. So yeah, how are things going with you? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'm sure he has his reasons for what he said. Like, I'm sure they'll make up before the end of the episode. uh, it makes sense now. It all makes sense now. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. My embarrassment theory, I mean, it was kind of a general, vague theory, but yeah, my embarrassment definitely was a reason. Well, there you go. There you go. That was good. That actually got resolved much quicker than I expected it to. That's good. Can't treat a princess like this. I guess those are kind eyes. There's a chest, that's fine. Amazing practical effects. Still feels so wrong for somebody besides Nishikata to have that prince role. I've heard of it. You okay? You look a little bit nervous, a little panicky, a little stressed. They should finally get Nishikata's scene. You know about Nishikata? I'd say that I call it a success. Was she looking at Nishikata there? Because like, is this how we're gonna loophole it? Teneki says it's Nishikata. It just looks like she's saying it to the prince, to everyone else. You're in the way. I don't want to become a ham. Oh, was that supposed to happen? It's okay, so we're getting pretty close to the end. Oh no. Okay, this is what I thought before. We have some sickness to cause a bit of a problem. Yeah. Speed read those lines. Not a lot of time. Oh no. That's where they showed it coming off. Uh, yeah, the prince saved the day. Our piggy prince. Our Nishikata piggy prince. It couldn't be helped. Somebody had to. Yeah. You revealed your true form. Cast away the pig curse. Better ad-lib. Because this is where you need the ad-libbing, you know. Yeah, here we go. That's the only way to really can explain it, yeah. Wow. Kind of an embarrassing line to say, but in front of everyone. I would say so. Everything's finally right with the world in this play. Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm sure once Nishikata became the prince, she was much more... She could really pull off the role a lot better. It's like, was this in the script? Am I missing a page? Definitely a high quality production. Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't really mentally prepared for any of this because he just kind of had to like thrust himself into this role all of a sudden, but I'd say he did well. A big party too. Just makes it more exciting. No need to point fingers. Yeah, I mean, as you all know, no counter arguments, so. Definitely impressive. Not just anyone could have pulled that off. Man, the way she said that. Yeah, a little bit of a little bad living herself. Because she was talking to you, not to the big prince. They just click. I love to hear her do like proper full on karaoke song, but oh, wow, we kind of are. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. You actually have a custom full BD for this episode. I was not expecting this, but I'm glad to take it. I think it's the culture. The song was called Culture Festival too, and even new dress. Kimaku, okay. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. Alright, somebody got a good shot too. And then, yeah, the credits roll. So, yeah, that was the sixth episode of third season of Takagi Karakai-san. Yeah. Okay, I am back. Yeah, so sorry if I was kind of distracted for the last 5 minutes or so of that. Somebody was trying to get my attention, get me to come, but I kind of wanted to finish the episode before I paused it. But yeah, this was definitely a really good episode. I mean, I knew it would be pretty fun because we had the whole culture festival that we've been building towards, and we get to see not only our own play, but we also get to see other stuff like the haunted house, for instance. Also, the maid cafe where the one guy wore a maid outfit, which I think was an idea that our class was, spitballing, maid cafe. But in the end, we went with what we went with. But I guess this class pretty much is something similar, right? So at least we had to see, we as the audience got to see that in some form, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the best part about that was, the girl wanted to go visit, his thingy, his culture festival, him doing it, right? She wanted to go visit him and all that. But he's like, nah, it's okay. I would rather you didn't. And she felt kind of bad about that. Like, what? Does he not love me? I thought he'd be happy for me to go visit him. What's the problem? But I kind of had my suspicion that there was something embarrassing. Like, I'm not gonna say like I guessed it or anything, because that's such a vague assertion. It's something embarrassing. But it definitely was, and that was the whole maid cafe thing. And yeah, I'm glad that was resolved pretty quickly, because I thought it would take longer than it did. But it was funny, it was interesting, and it didn't take up too much time, so I was pretty happy with that whole subplot of the episode on that basis. But yeah, before we even got to the Culture Festival, though, we had obviously the practicing of lines, seeing the costumes, and there were some really good ones. The Good Witch costume and the Princess costume are both great, but I think they're all pretty solid for the most part. I mean, Ishikata's Dango one's a little bit silly, the big Dango, little Dangos on the head. Yeah, that was kind of silly, but how cool can you expect a Dango outfit to be, I suppose. But the first big gag of the episode, I mean, one of the best ones was the whole roof thing, because I was thinking that as the scene was going on, Yishikata was invited to the roof. That's such a romance sort of thing, like a good setting for a romantic confession. Either go to the roof or you go back behind the gym, those are the two, like, cliche locations. So when you say, hey, meet me at the roof after school, right, there's like one natural implication that you usually take away from that, right? At least in anime, which is what this is. So I had a feeling that we would address that in some way, like I almost said Tashikata. Takagi. I figured she would like tease him over it, but he actually realized it before they even had the chance to. He's just like, crap, I was vague. I didn't actually tell her about the lines. All I said was for her to meet me at the roof. Like, she's gonna get the wrong idea. I must combat this somehow. Which, at least he realized it, so he could prepare a little bit, but that idea kind of went out the window when he dropped the lines. But, it was a good opportunity for Takagi to tease him a little bit. Actually, was less teasing than I was expecting. But Takagi actually did kind of get her hopes up a little bit because of that. But, I'm sure it didn't take her too long to realize that Nishikata probably did not mean that. And that is the case, right? But still, maybe next time. Maybe the next rooftop invitation will be a romantic confession one. But not today. But they did practice lines, and it was great. The Culture Festival itself was pretty good. Like I said, I like how lively it was. We saw these random people, like, father and child or mother and child, just everyone having a good time doing the random stuff. And the haunted house itself was pretty good too. Like the artwork on the walls and the costumes, like the nose ring and all that. This is pretty high quality stuff. And Nishikata actually had to have some kind of competition, and it ended up being the haunted house. But it's also kind of a big failure because he just went in without even, like, the timer didn't even start. He just rushed on in, and Takagi scared him just by touching his shoulder because she told him about the scary shoulder touching story. So yeah, I'd say it's safe to say he lost it in pretty much every sense in that one. But as for the actual play itself, right, it also was pretty good. I was expecting there to be some kind of surprise, right? Because it can't just go smoothly, right? There's got to be some sort of issue. And my guess that the guy that did play the prince had some kind of issue where he would have to step out and let Nishikata do it. That did end up being the case. Like, I thought it would be like before it even started, but this more exciting this way, having like mid to the play, Nishikata having to swoop in and do the stuff, and then like the mask comes off and Takagi's like, Nishikata, like, when did you become the prince? Like the whole surprise, and that's what led Takagi to like say the play lines, but really with her own feelings towards Nishikata, right? Just slight ad-libbing the original lines to get that across, the whole spring thing, right? Instead of fall. But yeah, the whole ending of the play was definitely really good. I liked how the one teacher was always, so aggressive and yelling. He was brought to tears at the wonderful performance that we saw. And it definitely was a good one, I mean, Takagi, obviously, her excitement that Nishikata is there in the prince role, like, she couldn't hide that excitement. Like, that really came out in her performance, right? So I think that did a lot to help the overall play. That motivational boost, the passion boost that gave to Takagi, And then we got the, the closeness at the very end, her just kind of leaning against Nishikata with that beautiful smile on her face, just in the absolute blush on Nishikata's face, because he wasn't ready for any of that. It was very last minute. He had to like swoop in to save the play before it, fell down, right? So he like wasn't mentally prepared at all. He just had to do all this stuff. So yeah, definitely took a lot on him mentally, but definitely a good experience for everyone involved, I would say. And we kind of ended off with a karaoke party, I guess it was. Like big old tables, so much food. It was so big, I didn't even think it was a karaoke place at first, but I guess it was. Right? It almost looked like the first episode of Shirobako, how they had a big old group meeting sort of thing. It kind of looked like that a little bit. But yeah, the realization Nishikata had, about the, because the whole spring line and stuff like that, that she was talking to Nishikata more than she was doing the play, right? That realization was great. And then we actually had a karaoke performance from Takagi as our ED, essentially, which I guess I shouldn't be too surprised by that, because this show does kind of sometimes do its like changing EDs and stuff like that. So, it's a natural fit to have that here, assuming there's no budget constraints or anything. So it was definitely really, really, really great idea. And we got to see like Chibi Takagi in it too. And then even like the yellow dress later on in the ED. Just a lot of good stuff overall. And even like a picture showing Keisha, our princess and prince. And of course we had, Mina in it as well, because that's just how you do with her age, her demographic, right? You have to make sure you are in the picture you're taking, right? But yeah, I was pretty happy with it overall. Don't really have too much in the way of complaints. I mean, I wouldn't have been upset if they lengthened the rooftop scene a bit, had more teasing to it. That's probably the closest thing to a complaint I have for the episode, honestly. And in calling that a complaint is kind of a stretch, right? But a lot of good stuff. It really is just. It really is good to just once in a while take a step back and remember and just kind of think about how far those two have come in their relationship since episode 1 of season 1. Like, so much has happened, so much has developed, the way Nishikata, the general formula, the teasing stuff hasn't really changed too much, really, but at least like on a surface level, but, it's more of the subtle sort of things you can kind of see. Nishikata, just the way he reacts to certain things, you can definitely tell a lot has developed between them. Just, the way he handles certain things and responds to certain things, and it's just handles certain things in regards to Takagi in general. And yeah, one day they'll get married, have children, it'll be great. But for now, they are still in this phase, and it's our job to watch them develop through it, right? That's our role in all this. But yeah, all I really got to say, so hopefully enjoyed the episode, hopefully you enjoyed my reaction to it, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.